Well, I'm just taking a leaf out of American Friend's book because I subscribe to a number of television stations, small television stations like ourselves across the United States, and I tap in, and some of them are very amusing, but they certainly just go on the air and chat away to their viewers, either late at night or early in the morning or whatever. And I thought, why not? And I decided I would actually just come on for a minute or two for those people who may come out of bed early. The big question that people always ask is, Keith, we never see you without that hat. Do you sleep in it? The answer is yes. I've got a secret little fix inside so that it doesn't fall off from my head on the pillow. And what's more is the rim stays as battered as it is, but relatively stiff. So there we are. It's 6:34 on the morning of whatever day it is. It is the 21st of January 2022. We're rapidly heading towards the end of the first month, and then it's downhill from there on in, because after we reach the end of January, it just seems as if we're getting ready for Christmas again. But just a couple of things. First of all, at 8 o'clock, I am going to have Britain's former top spy, Sir David Omand, on. He was the Director General of GCHQ, the spy headquarters on the South Bank in London. He was the first UK security and intelligence coordinator, and he is going to talk not only to me, but later or tomorrow at the All Saints Centre in Lewes at the Speakers Festival 2022 on, let's see, he's got to give away some secrets by the look of things. Is 10 lessons on how real spies think. So if you're thinking of becoming a spy, and I have to say that I've had run-ins with a couple of spies or so. How do you know? Well, you have to be on the inner circle to find out that they're spies. And even then you're sworn to secrecy. But Sir David Omand at 8 o'clock this morning to chat about how the spy service in this country is run. And then if you want more, let's see, what time is he on tomorrow? He's on at 20 past 5. Saturday, the 22nd of January, 2017-20, Professor Sir David Omand, the former Director General of GCHQ, and that's at the All Saints Centre as part of the Lewes Speakers Festival. Now, that festival is quite interesting, really, because it has a number of, well, let's go through some of the speakers, shall we? Rachel Reeves, who is the Shadow Chancellor of the Exchequer. Well, I think she would be interesting to listen to. I think that all chancellors, particularly when it comes to the budget time, are smoke and mirrors. Let's see, Marina Chapman, who really should have been on our television station yesterday, and because of a mix-up wasn't, but she will be on sometime next week, and we will let you know in plenty of time. She is a very interesting lady. She was kidnapped at 5 years of age in her home country of Colombia in South America or Latin America, LATAM, as we used to call it in the news business, just to identify where we were gathering our news from. And she was left in the jungle as dead. She was no longer any use because people were not paying the ransom for her. And she was brought up by a group of Capuchin monkeys. And then she was found by a hunter. After 5 years, she existed in the jungle and learned their ways, and they adopted her into the family. A very interesting story. And then once she was found, life didn't get easier. In fact, it got worse, if anything. Fascinating story. And Marina Chapman. Steve Richards, presenter of The Week in Westminster. Polly Toynbee, who I think is local, Guardian columnist. Dan Cruikshank, architectural historian and television presenter. Let's see. Stanley Johnson, father of the present, for the moment, Prime Minister. He was, by the way, a former MEP. Robin Ince, a comedian and co-presenter of the BBC Radio 4 show, The Infinite Monkey Cage. Vince Cable, the former Secretary of State for Business, Innovation and Skills. Simon Heffer, the nationally renowned journalist, author, and political commentator. Norman Baker, well known here, former parliamentary under Secretary of State for Transport, and then Minister of State for Crime Prevention, and who is now becoming a noted author and writer and columnist for a variety of national newspapers. Lord Howell, former Minister of State for Northern Ireland. Well, I'll be interested in that one, having spent so much time in Northern Ireland. I think I've got a vested interest. Let's see. Something just popped up, and I'm not quite sure where it came from. But anyway, Lord Tugendhat, and I have to say that I'm not sure about the pronunciation there. Former European Commissioner and Chairman of Abbey National. Susan Saunders, a documentary producer. David Walker, the former Director of Public Reporting at the Audit Commission. Now, since we're in budget time, one would expect he would be quite interesting as well, particularly since there'll be an opportunity, I think, to question and answer. So that's Lewis Speakers Festival. Tomorrow and Sunday, you can get the whole program there on Lewis Speakers Festival, or oneword.com, if you want to know. Now, on our own program, Break an Egg at 8 o'clock, we have Sir David Omand, the top spy, or was the top spy, and he's going to spill a couple of secrets, apparently, not to steal his thunder. And also later on, we have a presenter and personality, Jane Watkins, who is stage managing a production of. Now, I got it wrong because I started to think of the males. I said Hamlet, and I was very quickly had my fingers smacked because, in fact, it's about the King of Scotland, isn't it? Macbeth, the tragedy of Macbeth. And she is going to give some insights into the way that these productions are put together. And your firm favourite, Sarah Fitch Hayes, returns with some of her paintings. We were halfway through, just as we broke for Christmas. We were halfway through a banana split. So it'll be interesting to see whether the banana split has been finished and ready to be shown. So there you are. That's the sort of stuff that is likely to come up. And for you sleepyheads, it's 6:42. Yes, 6:42. Yes, I do sleep in my hat. I can't tell what the weather is, and I haven't looked at the weather forecast yet. All I can say to you is it's still pitch black outside, and not that pleasant. But who knows? Because we have had some fairly nice days the last few days. There will be some considerable changes between now and the end of February at Mirador, just to alert you. So if on some occasions you tap in and things don't look familiar, don't be dissuaded. Stay with us, because I would be very, very happy to Oh, there's something there that I just wanted to check. Right, okay. I've just learned something that's... no, I haven't. I haven't indeed. I'm going to have to find out how to do that. There we go. So, if anybody at all is watching at this hour of the morning, I may be talking to myself. But I think I'm going to do this more frequently because they do it in the States and they start to chat to their viewers. And it's amazing. I pay no attention whatsoever to the statistics that come out of the algorithms and so on. Yeah, they're interesting. But the personal responses show just how far abroad that we broadcast to. And when I put up a little promo this morning to say we got the top spy on, the first respondent was, yes, an old friend, a beautiful lady, famous stage director in Canada, Mary Halsall. When I knew her, we were at university together. She was Mary McCall, just in case that strikes a bell with anybody watching. And she now lives in Victoria, in British Columbia, which is just about as far away as you can get, I guess. I think actually, to British, the far reaches of British Columbia is some about like 6,000 or 7,000 miles. So we're not doing too badly. And welcome, Mary. But also, we get responses from a good many parts of the world because at the times when they weren't tough, we did broadcast via the mainstreamers like Apple and Roku and so on, everywhere in the world, and we were getting thousands of viewers all over the place. It's interesting to say the least, but we also try hard to stay abreast of what's happening locally. But here is a prime example of the speakers list, where most of those speakers I would have thought would have been interesting to a number of people in the world who like to know what goes on at the heart of governance and government and the civil service and so on and so forth, because there is an awful lot that goes on, and it looks as if it's going to be revealed. A lot is going to be revealed at the Speakers Forum. And well done, Mark Rattray, I think it is, putting together a very interesting speakers list. So there we are. I can actually rabbit on about all sorts of things at this hour of the morning because it doesn't matter whether you watch or not. I don't think anybody is. Well, people are. There's a little symbol that tells me if there are people that sort of actually tap in so that they could leave a comment if they wish. And in fact, I've got the comments on. If anybody does want to send a comment, by all means do. It's another experiment for me. I would welcome the opportunity to have a little chat this hour in the morning, but if not, it doesn't matter. I've got my famous scarf on and my hat, and it is fascinating how things stick in mind because the late actually for the past 2 weeks. Because I've been out a little bit more, I've had a lot of reaction in the streets and in restaurants and so on and so forth to Mirador, far more than I'd anticipated. But I was on the bus the day before yesterday, I think it was, and the chap said, he said, yes, the driver said he recognized the hat, and he recognized it for two reasons. First of all, he taps into Mirador from time to time, but also because my painting was hanging on behalf of Cancer Research UK in the charity shop at the foot of School Hill. It's been removed now. I'm out of favour. No, actually, it was there for a long time, and I really did appreciate it. And I'm, there are new paintings that have to be shown and new people. And the paintings are for charity, and you can actually get them painted on wood or on I think the other thing, it's not on canvas, but there are two ways that you can have it painted, and you send a photograph, and the artist Leslie Hills, who's been ill recently, but when she's not ill, she actually sits in the window of the shop and paints, and she will paint your picture, and it doesn't matter. You don't have to be very famous. She's done Boris. She's done the Sussexes. She's done all sorts of people down through to non-famous people like me. But she'll also do one of you for your family, of a loved one, or whatever. And she charges 100 quid for it, which is very, very, very cheap for what you get. But anyway, she doesn't keep any of the money. She passes it on to Cancer Research UK, and a very worthy cause, I may say. So do take a peek into the shop there, because there are all sorts of well-known Louisians and well-known people through the UK that she's painted, and I think that it's rather nice. But also, what you'll be doing is you'll be supporting a very worthy cause. And I haven't chatted to Leslie because she's been ill recently, and I haven't talked to anybody from the shop or whatever. But the last reading during lockdown was that they lost £40 million because of lockdown, because of the lack of activity, and they have to make that up. So why not have your painting? Mine is now sitting, or one of them is now sitting in the studio, and of course I'm not in the studio at the moment. I'm broadcasting from home this week for a variety of reasons, and but this is rather a nice studio anyway, because it's got all the things that I need. So there we are. It's 10 to 7 now, and some people should be getting cracking. Anyway, I am going to take my hat and my scarf. I shall clean my little tootie pegs, gargle a little with perhaps a cup of hot chocolate. I'll see if I've got a bicky left, and then I shall consider joining you at 8 o'clock, along with Sir David Omond, who is the former Director General of GCHQ, in other words, the Spy Center. The Spy Center. Well, interesting start to the day. I'll chat to you later. Toodle pip. Bye-bye.